Welcome to the super seasonal blue moon. The supermoon means that the moon appears closer and bigger than at other times because the moon's path and proximity to the Earth has come closer. And a seasonal blue moon is when there are four single season full moons, the summer being the season, and the third of those four moons is considered a blue moon. We're also in Aquarius, and it's linked to spirituality and awakening. We are so blessed to have this cast of presenters tonight, so enjoy this Moon Lore full moon broadcast. It is my pleasure to start us off by welcoming Senior Minister and High Priestess, Reverend Selena Fox.
Thank you, Reverend Dia, and bright blessings of the full moon. The moon figures into religion, spiritualities, cultures around the world and across time and cultures. And tonight we're going to share a variety of ways and stories of connecting with the moon. Some create moon symbols, and throughout our ritual tonight, I invite those of you joining us live and those joining later to share some of your own lore with us in the chat and in the comments. Full moon magic on full moon night, full moon power in full moon right. Bright blessings. And I invite Marin to share some announcements.
Thank you, Selena. Blessed moon lore full moon greetings. I am Marin King, and I am coming to you from my home in North Central Florida, ancestral home of the Timucua peoples. Here are our announcements for this moon lore full moon circle. The Green Faith Circle, Circle's Eco Education and Eco Action Ministry, will be held online via Zoom every fourth Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Mountain, and 8 a.m. Pacific. Co-coordinated by Reverend Charbert, Steve Curtin, and Amy Dove. To join the August 24th Zoom, please email greencircle@circlesanctuary.org if you are not already on the mailing list. Sacred Fire Circle will be held over Labor Day weekend from Thursday, August 29th through Monday, September 2nd, in person on Circle Sanctuary land. Registration is now open at circlesanctuary.org. Join us for September Community Volunteer Day on Saturday, September 14th from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. in person at Circle Sanctuary. This free event allows us to do scheduled maintenance and upgrades with volunteer help on Circle land. Advanced registration is required, so please visit circlesanctuary.org/volunteer to register and for more information. Welcome Fall, a season of change, will be held at Circle Sanctuary on Saturday, September 21st from 9:30 to 5:30 Central Time. Selena will also be presenting an autumnal equinox workshop that day at 1 p.m. in person as well as via Zoom. Please join us and register for either the festival day or Selena's Zoom workshop on our website. As the celebration of Circle Sanctuary's 50th anniversary continues, Circle Sanctuary plans to culminate this momentous achievement with special events during this year's Samhain Festival at Circle Sanctuary Nature Preserve near Barneveld, Wisconsin, October 25th through the 27th, 2024. More information will be forthcoming. Plan your trip today. Circle Sanctuary provides a wide range of services for pagans around the world. We have over 1,000 workshops interviews, discussions, and rituals available for free via our podcasting network, CSNP, and a variety of workshops and rights available through our Circle Sanctuary YouTube channel. Stay updated by subscribing. We also network and share information via social media. Learn more about these and our other resources and services at the Circle Sanctuary website. And finally, we are so very grateful to all of the Circle Sanctuary volunteers on this broadcast this evening, and for all the other volunteers who keep the Circle Land and Green Cemetery in good shape, who run our various programs, who contribute to publicity, who produce weekly Circle Sanctuary Network podcasts, and those who volunteer for office work and to work in the resources shop, among so many other activities on behalf of our church. Thank you all so very much. We could not do it without you. Please consider supporting our work by becoming a volunteer or by joining Circle Sanctuary as a member. Learn more and sign up or join at circlesanctuary.org/membership. We look forward to seeing you again next month on Tuesday, September 17th, for our Blessings Full Moon Circle. And now Judith will cast our circle.
Thank you very much, Maren. Greetings and welcome to our Moon Lore Full Moon Circle broadcast. I'm Reverend Judith, and I will now cast our ritual circle. To cast our circle on this full moon night, you can either face the north if you are able, or see the direction of the north in your imagination, in your mind's eye. In this direction, here in the Northern Hemisphere, we can feel the moon behind us, having our backs, supporting us with its luminosity, bringing us its nighttime brilliance, and we give thanks. Hail and welcome north. And as we face or imagine turning to the east, we feel the cool night air on this moonlit evening and imagine seeing the moon rise in the east in all its bright glory on this full moon night. May its renewing energy carry us through this next moon cycle until we meet her again in all her full radiance. Hail and welcome east. We need to now turn or imagine facing the south, the moon's light shining fully upon us. In the south, we find passion and creativity, encouraged by the full moon's energy, and vow to direct our thoughts and actions for peace and prosperity and for the highest and best good of us all. Hail and welcome south. In the west, we watch the moon setting over the western horizon, having once again moved the tides as it increased its luminosity during the waxing phase, peaking on the full moon nights like tonight, and then waning again with each cycle, returning again and again to full. For its constant movement across the sky, we give thanks. Hail and welcome west. And in the center, we celebrate the celestial magnificence above us and thank our brother sun and sister moon and our home in the Milky Way and all the systems beyond and the cosmic consciousness in everything. And below us, we give thanks to our Mother Earth, which brings forth and sustains all life on this planet as we know it, ebbing and flowing through the phases of life like the waxing and waning of the moon, all coming forth, departing, and returning again. We then acknowledge and give thanks for the divine life force within each and every one of us. May we cycle through our many days on this earth, learning the lessons we have come here to experience through many lifetimes until we are through with samsara and have reached nirvana and returned to settle in the summer lands once again. Hail and welcome cosmos above. Hail and welcome Mother Earth below. Hail and welcome divine spirit in all that is. So mote it be. Our Moon Lore Full Moon Circle is now cast, and Selena will turn us to the full moon.
Thank you, Reverend Judith. I invite you, wherever you may be, watching live or later, to connect with the moon as sacred moon. And as I do a chant, if you feel inclined where you are, I invite you to also join in this chant. There are different ways to invoke the moon. Chanting is one of the ways that I do in personal and community practice. And as we do this simple chant, attune and commune with sacred moon, I invite you to call to mind lunar stones such as selenite, moonstone, lunar trees and herbs, lunar symbols, lunar creatures, lunar deities, gods and goddesses, lunar spirit, according to your own tradition. So let us call to the sacred moon, attune and commune, drawing the sacred moon into this circle, into ourselves, and into our community. Attune and commune with sacred moon. 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 Another way to attune to the moon is with spoken enchanted invocation. And I work with the moon in a lot of different ways. Tonight, I work with her as Mother Moon. Mother Moon, we call to you. Mother Moon, we honor you. Mother Moon, we heal with you. Mother Moon, we work with you. Mother Moon, we learn from you. Mother Moon, we glow with you. Bright lunar blessings within us and around us. So be it. Now I invite Richard to kindle our moon fire.
Thank you, Selena, for getting us in touch with the moon. My name is Richard. I'm logged into this Full Moon Circle podcast from my humble hoarder house in Madison, Wisconsin. This moon cycle, we turn our attention to the moon itself, lore about the moon, what about it, and all the fun and crazy stuff associated with the moon. I like this ecologically friendly recycled beeswax candle to represent the bonfires we pagans light at the center of our ritual circles. How you celebrate fire in all its forms, from the small candle to a large bonfire. So moted fee. Up next is Dia to have us all kindle our individual candles.
Thank you, Richard. Last month, we talked about the herbal magic, and this month we tuned to the full moon lore, from Kabbalistic insights to phases of the moon and its effects upon us to songs and prayers. We celebrate the central theme of lunar lore that calls to witches throughout the world. It calls to those who work magic and those who do not. We see her in the sky, and our breath is taken away by her beauty. I want to thank our contributors tonight for their creativity, song, prose, and contributions. Speaking of, now Charbear will lead us in a lunar chant.
Hey all, Charbear here. Wow, blue super moon, so much lunar activity, and I want to share with you the full moon chant Most of the words by Heather Houston, I have augmented them a little bit. Thank you, Heather. And I like to do in my own practice when the moon, when we pass the full moon and it's waning, I think about anything I want to purge, cleanse, any negativity I want to release. And of course, because nature abhors a vacuum, I'm always thinking about immediately what kind of positivity to put in. And then as it starts to wax again, really bringing on that energy for it. So here we go. In the light of the full moon, I am love, offering my prayers to rise above the thoughts and the fears that hold me down from thriving on this earth as she spins around. In the light of the full moon, I am peace, offering my heart to be released from the things that no longer serve my soul, knowing now that I am whole. Trauma, sorrow, terror, defeat, and despair, disempowerment no longer have any air on my breath that is sighing for hope at last. Power on my lips to bring good change fast. In the light of the full moon, I am love, offering my prayers to rise above the thoughts and the fears that hold me down from thriving on this earth as she spins around. In the light of the full moon, I am peace, offering my heart to be released from the things that no longer serve my soul, knowing now that I am whole. The past is the past and the present is now. The future holds promise and I'm seeing how. I believe in tomorrow when we all do our part. I chant this prayer to the goddess of my heart. In the light of the full moon, I am love, offering my prayers to rise above the thoughts and the fears that hold me down from thriving on this earth as she spins around. In the light of the full moon, I am peace, offering my heart to be released from the things that no longer serve my soul, knowing now that I am whole. Blessed be. Laura?
Hello, everybody. My name is Laura Gonzalez, and I'm coming to you from Chicago, Illinois. And I have a very small, very short story to share with you. Now, please pay attention because at the end of my sharing, I'm going to ask you all to repeat these names. No, I won't. This is a cautionary tale moon lore story. And it involves a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of people, or gods, I should say, that are intrinsically related to the creation of humanity. We are living the fifth sun. We are living the fifth sun era. And the four prior eras of humanity were created by different gods and goddesses. Tezcatlipoca, Quetzalcoatl, Tlaloc, and Chalchutlicue were the creators of four different eras of humanity that perished. And to create humanity that would last, the gods decided that they needed a greater sacrifice, that a god indeed will need to be sacrificed to be the sun. And we have the whole story of Quetzalcoatl going to the underworld and gathering the bones to create humanity. And I have told you this myth before. But after Quetzalcoatl and all of the other gods and goddesses create humanity, now the earth stands still. It was dormant. There was nothing happening. There were no cycles. There were not growth. There was no night and day. It was just a stale earth. And so they decided at this time they were not just going to wait for any, run-of-the-mill sun and moon. That this time, the sun and the moon needed to be gods that sacrificed themselves to create the sun and the moon. And so two gods were selected. Texistecat, the proud and the beautiful and the rich, and Nanahuatzin, the poor and humble and ill. And as they were exactly that way, the gods decided, well, we're gonna build a fire. And they did build a fire that burned for 40 days and 40 nights. And after that fire was burning, the gods were supposed to jump into the fire, and those create the moon and the sun. And of course, the proud Texistecat, the rich, proud Texistecat, he was telling everybody, I'm going to jump first and I'm going to be the sun. I will be the sun because I deserve to shine brighter. And Nanahuatzin didn't even have friends to tell anybody that he was going to jump. He just wanted to jump and be the moon. And when the time came for them to actually jump into the fire, Texistecat tried like 3 times and he couldn't do it. He will run towards the fire and then he cowered and went back. And when the gods saw that, they were, very concerned. And at that moment was the humble Nanahuatzin that said, I got this. I'll do it. And Nanahuatzin jumped into the fire. And he immediately became this beautiful, bright sun that went up in the heavens and illuminated everything. And of course, Texistecat was jealous. He has had everything his whole existence. He has been rich and beautiful and very powerful, and he couldn't bear the humiliation of not having jumped first into the fire. So he ran into the fire and finally jumped into it and became just another beautiful and bright sun. And as they were both suns on the sky, there was still nothing happening. And it was when Quetzalcoatl decided, the Hecate Quetzalcoatl decided to blow his life essence to make the sun and the moon start moving around the earth. However, he noticed that both suns were too bright. And there was a little bunny rabbit that was just passing by, minding its own business. And Quetzalcoatl said, excuse me, and threw the bunny rabbit at Texistecat and made it into a lighter, bright sun. He made it into the moon. And that was just to show him a lesson that, rightfully so, Nanahuatzin the humble needed to be the sun. And now Texistecat exists as the moon, as a reflection of the sun, as a reflection when it is a full moon. And like we say in Mexico, colorín colorado, este cuento se ha acabado. That's where the tale ends. But I love the meaningful significance of the tale, because not because every time you have everything, you mean you will always have it. And when things might be going really bad, that doesn't mean you get to never shine. You will eventually shine, just like Nanahuatzin shines as the sun, and Texistecat gets to reflect his light as the moon. Tlascamati, thank you. And now I invite Christopher to the floor.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Christopher, and I'm a student in the ministry training program of Circle Sanctuary. This full moon is all about moon magic and lore, and I wanted to explore a tool that's been really supportive of my own personal and spiritual growth, which is the tarot. There is a moon card in most tarot decks, and you can even perform a moon tarot spread based on the phase of the moon. And that's what I wanted to show and discuss today. When it comes to tarot, there are many decks out there, and the most important interpretations are the ones that you make intuitively. That being said, there are some trends and commonalities among many popular interpretations, and that's what we're going to look at today. Most tarot decks include a moon card, which tends to sequentially occur between the star and the sun in the major arcana. In the book, The Magic of Tarot by Sasha Graham, the moon's archetype is mystery and symbolizes the unknown. It is the element of twilight and walking between the worlds. In the book, Finding the Fool by Meg Jones Wall, the moon card helps us see that what we discover within ourselves, hiding in our wildness, can help us begin a new chapter, inviting clarity, understanding, and purpose. This book also provides some really good self-awareness questions, including, what does it mean to believe in yourself, even when fear and uncertainty are present? How does it feel to reckon with your deepest shadows, your most complex anxieties? How do your fantasies and dreams spin out into new territory, pulling you into unexpected terrain? What do you dream about when no one else is watching? Where do you go in your mind when you need an escape from reality? What do you hesitate to examine or acknowledge, and what holds you back from embracing those shadowy sides of yourself? In the book Queering the Tarot by Cassandra Snow, the moon can be described as a card of deep intuitive knowledge that encourages us to dig deep into our subconscious to find the answers we're looking for. The moon does illuminate things when you are looking for answers, but unlike the bright, warm glow of the sun, the moon guides us with slivers of light and odd persistence, requiring us to go deeper into ourselves for the answers we seek. Listen to your divine, do some dream work, and spend some time sitting with your intuition to begin healing. The moon's illumination and the concept of healing in the tarot are closely linked. When this card shows up, the moonlight will guide us to those healing forces if we listen to ourselves and those we trust. So again, these are just some common interpretations of the moon card, and your own intuition is your best guide, as is this card's position in regards to the other card or cards you've drawn in your reading. That being said as well, there are many versions of full moon spreads in tarot, and you should do whatever version feels right to you. This might look like a single card draw, a draw using a few cards, or a larger spread like the one I'm going to show you today. This full moon spread was found in the book 365 Tarot Spreads by Sasha Graham. So I'm going to get set up here real quick. You can see, I'll use this as my little table here. This spread uses 9 cards in a circle to represent the moon itself. To help my intuition attune to the spread, I like to pull the moon card and place it in the center. Then I place the cards in a circle around it. When pulling the cards, I like to shuffle a few times first, then split the deck evenly down the middle, which I've already done the shuffling here. I start from that point and place all 9 cards face down in front of me. Then I ask myself the following questions. Again, these are from the book, and I turn over 1 card at a time and reflect on each card's meaning and my interpretations before moving on to the next card. And then when I'm done with all 9 cards, I reflect on their meaning as a whole and how they interact. So as I mentioned, I've already shuffled and split this deck. And I'm just using a standard Smith Rider deck. So first card, second, third, fourth, I'm gonna do it. Fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9. Now, I don't want to actually pull the cards over because I want you to not take away from this just random draw. If you were to do this for yourself, you would pause and reflect each time you pull the card over. But for your first card here, the question you would ask yourself is, what mystery does the moon reflect? For your second card, you would ask, who looks at the moon and thinks of me? The third card asks, what hidden truth does moonlight illuminate? The fourth, am I comfortable reflecting the light of others? The fifth, how do I affect the world with my presence? The sixth, what lies at the heart of my truth? 7, what cycle am I experiencing? 8, to what place am I transitioning? And 9, what wondrousness lurks in the shadows? After doing a reading, I like to then take a few centering, grounding breaths and consider all these meanings together as one whole comprehensive reading. Consider how the full moon can assist you with your insights as well. Thank you for taking the time to learn about tarot and the full moon. And next up is Marin with an original song.
Thank you so much, Christopher. That was great. Very interesting. So we're going to talk about moon phases and a little bit about tides. So the moon phases are the different views of the sunlit part of the moon as seen from Earth. The moon phases change because of its rotation and the relative positions of the moon and the Earth as they orbit the sun. Most sources on the moon's phases start with the new moon, but we're going to start with the full moon since that's where we are this evening. So the full moon has the Earth between the moon and the sun, so that the entire near side of the moon is illuminated. So that's our full moon right there. Waning gibbous, the illuminated part of the moon starts to decrease in size. Then we have our quarter moon, where half of the moon's illuminated surface is visible from the Earth. Then we wane crescent. Only a small part of the moon is visible. And then we come to our new moon, where the moon is between the Earth and the sun, so that the entire side facing the Earth is dark. Then we start getting larger again. We wax crescent. A small part of the moon becomes visible again. We have another quarter moon, where half of the moon's illuminated surface is visible from the Earth. And then we wax gibbous, and the illuminated part of the moon is increasing in size once again. Now, the moon and the sun also have influence on our ocean tides, as they both have different gravities, and with the moon's elliptical orbit of our Earth, these gravities interplay to cause our oceans to bulge. As our planet rotates through each day, our continents travel through these bulges, causing the ocean to rise and fall across the shores, inlets, and shoals of our world. I've written a little song about these moon facts, and I'm so happy to share it with you now. There's a chorus that we can all sing together, and it goes like this. Oh, the moon, our ever-present moon, oh, the moon, the always changing moon. So try it with me now. Oh, the moon, our ever-present moon, oh, the moon, the always changing moon. Awesome. Okay, here we go. In just a second. Oh, technical difficulties. Hold on a second. So sorry. Here we go. We try again. There we are. Now we gather round and hear about a wonder in our sky, rising up with each day's turning and so lovely to espy. South of legends and great poetry and many a fair song. Grab your sistrum and your tambourine and come and sing along. Oh, the moon, our ever ever-present moon, oh the moon, the always changing moon. When the moon is full, it shines so brightly o'er the turning earth, and the legends state that by its light the world has given birth. Whether from the sea or from the land, the call of life was answered. Diving deep or reaching for the sky, none can resist, enamored by the moon, our ever-present moon, oh the moon, the always changing moon. As the moon rotates and spins around our twirling globe, waning gibbous in its journey towards darkness to enrobe. And the light shines from a quarter moon, bright in its transformation, to a waning crescent moving towards its own recreation. Oh, the moon, our ever-present moon, oh, the moon, the always changing moon. Now the moon is always showing us the same face in the night, and when its orbit nears the sun, that face is not so bright. In the darkness of the new moon, magic dances all around us. Plant your seeds in fertile soil, possibilities are boundless. Oh, the moon, our ever-present moon, oh the moon, the always changing moon. With the waxing crescent we set intention for the future, and the growing silver of its light bring hope to all that see her. Yet another quarter moon is shining over sea and forest, in its orbit waxing gibbous on its way to utter fullness. Oh, the moon, our ever-present moon, oh the moon, the always changing moon. As the moon circles the earth, it has an orbit quite elliptical. When combined with our bright sun and its forces gravitational, cause our oceans to swell out, and as our earth spins on its axis, tides seem to rise and fall as continents flow through the bulges. Oh, the moon, our ever-present moon, oh the moon, the always changing moon, oh the moon, our ever-present moon, oh the moon, the always changing moon. And you can learn more about the moon and the sun and our planet and all the stars at the NASA website. And now, here is Andrew Bear with some reflections of the moon and her influence from a Kabbalistic perspective.
Thank you so very much, Maren. My name again is Andrew, and I am coming to you from where the moonlight falls on the area originally inhabited by the Rumsen and Mutsun Ohlone people, where the moon shines on the waves of the Pacific Ocean near what is now called Monterey Bay. As Maren mentioned, I'm going to share some Kabbalistic perspectives on the moon, and this particular Kabbalistic tradition is known as the ecstatic Hermetic Kabbalah, also known as meditative Kabbalah, because it really focuses on meditation and practice. I learned this primarily from R.J. Stewart, and tradition goes back to many others before him in the Western esoteric tradition. So tonight, wherever you are on the planet, it might still be daylight out, it might be dark, but see if you can feel the presence of the moon, wherever it is in relationship to you. Something that I find really fascinating is that the center of gravity from which the moon orbits around the Earth is within the Earth's body. This is called the barycenter. And it's a place within the body of the Earth that's the center of gravity, and it's about 3/4 the way from the center of the Earth to the surface, and it moves around the Earth as the moon orbits, very much like the influence it has on the oceans. So in Kabbalah, the moon is not just the physical moon, but it's the entire sphere of the moon's orbit around the Earth, the totality of the moon's movement around the Earth. In other words, we live within the moon. The lunar realm enfolds the Earth. And so we are attuning to this lunar energy and this consciousness that completely enfolds the Earth, all of us and all living beings. In Kabbalah, the moon and the planets are not just dead hunks of rock and gases spinning through space, but they are entities that embody for us here in Earth various cosmic forces, energies, and consciousnesses. So the moon is a living entity. In Kabbalah, we often also work with angels, but not the cute figurines that I see in the gift shop of the hospital where I work, or other images in popular culture that might come to mind. Angels come from the Greek word angelos, which means messengers. So you might ask, well, what messages do angels carry? And angels in Kabbalah carry the movement of energies or a particular state of consciousness. So in this case, the hosts with the moon, the hosts of angels that carry the energy between the moon and the earth are called Ashim, which means soft flames of illumination. So these are messengers that move back and forth between the moon and the earth, carrying the energies of the moon to the earth and the energies of the earth to the moon. So this is all pretty abstract so far. So now we're going to just do a little meditation on what this means. So let's start off by taking a moment to feel our connection with the earth under your feet. This is our physical home, the world of nature, our place in the cosmos. Become aware of the 7 directions in front of you, behind you, to the right of you, to the left of you, above you, below you, and the flame of being within your heart. From your place of connection with the earth, recall the reality that we live within the moon, or we live within the moon's influence, and attune to the energies of the moon in this pervasive sense. Attune to the energy of the tides, of the ocean, of water, lake, rain, the water and fluids that are within our bodies, the energy of dreams, emotions, ebbing and flowing, giving and receiving, and of love. So feel the interaction and movement of the energy between the moon and ourselves, inviting the moon's energies to combine with our energies in a way that affects us and changes us. This ebbing and flowing, giving and receiving, the tides, the ocean, water, dusk, dreams, emotions, love, soft flames of illumination moving between the energy of the moon and earth, between the moon and ourselves. We live within this energy of the moon. So once again, become aware of your place here on the physical body of the earth, the directions in front, behind, right, left, above, below, and within. Our body on the earth. Blessed be. And now, if one original song wasn't enough, we're going to enjoy another original song by Black Willow Starling.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michael. I'm one half of Black Willow Starling here for this evening. I'm coming to you from a remote area somewhere in southeastern Wisconsin for this evening. And the song I'm going to be doing tonight is actually a new song that Black Willow has been just starting to work on. It's the third draft of the song. And this is a song not only associated with full moon lore, but also includes the appearance of the sacred hare and what that represents, being rebirth, magic, abundance, good fortune. And with all that being said, this is a new song called Illuminations, and the song goes like this.
Caressing field of earth is strewn with needles from the pines. Oh, down, 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 on down. A dash of magic in the air, moonbeams fall to earth. I see the silhouette of the sacred hair for good fortune and rebirth. Oh, from the sky on down. Oh, down, 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 on down. Illuminations taking hold in my heart and in my soul. We herald the moon when all aglow to manifest divine blessings from the sky to me below. Ease my troubled mind. Oh, down, 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 on down. Hail the full moon's radiant light that showers to the ground. On me with the sacred hair in sight, to the earth and water sound. Oh, beams from the sky on down. Oh, down, 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 on down. Illuminations taking hold in my heart and in my soul. The pole of the moon, it keeps time, illuminations of divine.
Bright full moon blessings, everybody. And with that, we're going to turn it back over to Dia.
Good evening, I'm Dia. And I'm going to present an original meditation brought to us by Reverend Eldridge. I'm zooming in from the traditional lands of the Kusawati and Muskogee tribes. I'm reading of Full Moon's Magic, written by Celtic legend, copyright 2009, posted on allpoetry.com, adapted for this guided meditation by Circle Sanctuary Minister Reverend Eldridge. So let's continue our Circle Sanctuary full moon observance with a short guided meditation. Dear friends, at this full moon, I invite you to take a short magical journey with me. If you would, as you're comfortable, close your eyes or soften your gaze for just a moment with me. Let's take 3 breaths and say our names 3 times. Call your sacred self to be here now. In your mind's eye, see the full moon above shining down, lovingly lighting a natural ring of mushrooms. Take 1 more breath and step toward the ring. Step near the ring. Step into the ring and experience a full moon's magic. For the forest mist swirls and prances as the grand fairies begin their dances. Fairy royalty, a wonderful whimsical court, twirled on that center place, amazingly graceful in such a small place. Fireworks fly above in many glittered drops embellished in fairy dust that form a firefox. Instruments, drums, flutes, and bells give the fairies' dance brand new spells. Then the full moon begins a slow descent. The fairies played faster, one last lament. It nearly touched the mountains, the moon. The fairies slowed down as one did swoon. Many disappeared from that little room caused by the absence of that beautiful full moon. As we step back from the fairy ring, finding our path back to this Zoom, take a moment and think of the images and feelings and inspirations from this meditation. Blessed be. And I turn this over to Reverend Selena.
Thank you. As part of our monthly full moon circles, we do healing work. And in this first part, as I sound this singing bowl, I invite you to focus on being part of not only this circle, but the whole network of ritual circles and places around planet Earth that are connecting with the moon. And let there be love, peace, well-being for all who are in need, healing and wellness to the planet, to the nations we live in, to our local area, to our communities. Under this full moon, let us recognize ourselves as part of a great healing network. And for ourselves, the full moon is a powerful time to do healing work. We may have healing tools that we work with, a selenite wand, amulet, a ritual garb, crowns. Great time to place them out in the moonlight and have the intention of that moonlight blessing and energizing these sacred tools. You may want to energize some water, make some moon water. Take a vessel, have some water in it, set it out under the moonlight or by a window. You can use that water for ceremonies, not only for healing, but to be a blessing throughout your spiritual life. And a final bit of lore for personal healing. Get out under the moonlight. Experience the healing power of moonlight. Across cultures, Since ancient times, some have said that being in the presence of moonlight, especially full moonlight, can help relax us and aid us in our healing work. A chant that is based on that power of moonlight I wrote more than 20 years ago. It's the Moonlight Chant. Moonlight on the earth, moonlight in the air, moonlight through the trees, moonlight everywhere, moonlight in the fire, moonlight on the sea, moonlight within you, moonlight within me. Bright healing blessings. And now I invite Chris to come forth, for we also take full moon night as a time to focus our well wishes, our healing prayers, our affirmations to those we know who are in need. And as the flute plays, imagine a beam of full moon light coming from our healing circle time to those in need. If you wish to put their initials or write a name in the chat or comments, I invite you to do so, or speak them out wherever you are. Be well, so be it. Thank you, Chris. And now I invite Reverend Judith to guide us in uncasting the circle.
Thank you so much for joining us for this Moon Lore full moon circle. I'll now release our ritual circle. To cast the circle, we started in the north and went clockwise to each of the other earthly directions. To release the circle, we'll go counterclockwise, starting in the west. We are grateful for the moon that sets over the western horizon, moving the tides within its cycling phases from the high tides at this full moon time to the low at the time of the dark moon, and back again, round and endlessly around. We give thanks for the moon that moves the waters of the world. May divine spirit always flow through you. In the direction of the south, we give thanks to the moon with its light shining fully upon us tonight, and honor it throughout all of its phases, month in and month out. And we give thanks for the fire in the south. May divine spirit always shine through us, sparking joy and love. As the moon rises each night in the east, full tonight, waxing, waning, or dark, each in the time of the moon's cycling phases, we give thanks for its ever-renewing energies and for the breath of life in the east. May the winds of divine spirit always refresh us. And in the north, we ask that the moon always have our back, supporting us in all we do and encouraging us with its ever-changing luminosity, with the ever-changing tides of our lives. And we give thanks for this earthly home that nurtures us. May divine spirit always be with us as we walk on this magnificent planet with grace and gratitude. Above us, we celebrate the celestial magnificence and the cosmic consciousness for its heavenly presence. Below us, we give thanks to our Mother Earth for her generously sustaining gifts. And we give thanks for the divine life force within each and every one of us. May the divine spirit in all things always cycle within, around, and through us, and we give thanks. Our moon lore circle is now open, but never broken. May divine spirit always illuminate your heart and mind, and may you walk in peace with the light of each cycling full moon. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Selena, do you now have some parting words for us?
So those of us here, we have kindled candles, and whether you have done that or not, I invite you to take some of this magical moon magic from this circle and from this night into yourself and into your lives. May we continue to find good ways to be in tune, not only with humankind, but the greater circle of nature of which we are all part. Happy full moon.
Thank you for joining us for this Full Moon Circle broadcast, which has been brought to you by some of Circle Sanctuary's wonderful volunteers. Volunteers are a vital force in keeping Circle running, but we also need your donations for the upkeep of the Circle Sanctuary land, the Green Cemetery, and our buildings. We want to keep the lights on, the doors open, and a roof over our temple room and resource shop for all members of the worldwide Circle Sanctuary community. And you can help us make that possible with your support. No donation is too small, and you can make a one-time contribution, a once-a-month contribution, or a once-a-year gift through the Circle Sanctuary website. You can also support Circle Sanctuary by becoming a member at whatever giving level is most comfortable for you. Your contributions help support Circle's in-person and virtual festivals and rituals, our informational website, and a wide variety of weekly Circle Sanctuary Network podcasts. You can find those podcasts on Blog Talk Radio online when you search CSNP, Circle Sanctuary Network Podcast. We have close to 1,000 podcasts archived and available for you online, free for you to listen to at any time. Be sure to like this video and hit the subscribe button so that you'll always be alerted to new content created by Circle Sanctuary and stay informed about all our pagan events. There is much more to see and do on the Circle Sanctuary YouTube channel. Check it out. And join us on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and like our pages and content there. For more information, please visit our website, circlesanctuary.org, and join the worldwide Circle Sanctuary community by becoming a member or donating today. Each month, we welcome contributions to our full moon circles of invocations, chants, poetry, short stories, songs, and reflections for our monthly full moon circles. Our next full moon circle, Harvest Blessings, will be held right here live on YouTube on September 17th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Central Time. If you want to be a presenter, please email circle@circlesanctuary.org and put Full Moon Circle in the subject line. Thank you.